Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are giving my new Pippa's hair a trim to get rid of some snags and frizz. And we're going to also talk about body details. Alright everyone, after spending some time with her and I'm looking at her hair, something I noticed when I was washing her hair was that the ends were really frizzy, as if she had some split ends, and she has some unevenness. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and give her a trim, and that's what we're going to be doing in just a moment. So I'm going to maybe keep some water in case I want to wet the curls. I've got my good pair of scissors so they are not dull when I'm trying to give that quick snip, and I got my trusty large tooth comb. I have my trusty large tooth comb. I finally found it. And I also have this one. This is just to help me hold the hair out when I'm trying to get that final cut. It's a very fine tooth comb. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to start in the back. Look at that. It's a beautiful head of hair. What I did was I just took my comb and I gently did this, guys. Don't rip through this hair. I gently went through and combed out the curls. I am very scared about doing that, but the end result is that I'm going to get rid of these teeny snags that were on the end of her hair, and I'm hoping that's going to make their hair look a little bit better on the ends, because there's like these little pieces of hair that are just snagging, so I want to get rid of that. All right, let's get started. I think I'm going to start on the bottom row. And I'm not going to make this very long. I'm going to do some quick cutting. I'm not doing any very fancy cutting. She has enough hair that I can cut a ½ inch maybe off if I needed to. I may even take a ½ inch, but there's just too many snags. Oh, look how gorgeous that hair is, guys. Just look at it. Just look at it. So I'm going to part this into threes. Part it into threes, comb it out. Oh, see, I can feel that little tangle. I don't want to have any tangles. And when you're doing ethnic or curly hair, you can't just comb the hair like this. As you can see, that hair wrapped around the comb just a little bit. You have to comb it and keep the hair stretched out all the way, because the hair is so springy that if you try to do that, the hair will roll back and you will rip the hair out. Okay, just make sure you're holding that hair. Keeping the hair outstretched is really important when we're combing. So I'm going to keep the hair outstretched, and that's going to give me the length I need. And now I'm going to hold that hair stretched out in my fingers. Getting nervous on this first cut, but all right, there we go. First cut. And I'm going to cut this several different directions, but my first direction is going to be straight up and down. To the next section. See, it's catching. See, that's how you know there's either a tangle or there's some split ends in the hair, is if what I like to do, even with the textured hair, I like to take the comb to the base and gently bring it down. A lot of times you're supposed to start at the ends and work your way up the shaft of the hair. Work your way up. Let me show you that way rather. Instead, you work your way from the bottom. Work your way from the bottom. Work your way up. Work your way up. And I like to make sure I'm keeping the hair stretched out so it won't roll back on me. Okay, that's better. All right. Okay, here we go again. And we're going to cut. Okay, just look at that. And I'm using my fine tooth comb, right? Watch how that feels when I comb through it now. I still can feel something over here, but we'll catch that when we do a second cut. Right now I'm cutting in a up and down vertical way. I'm cutting vertical right now. I'll come back and take a look at the horizontal, but right now this is what we're going to do. We're going to start at the end. I really don't want to use this comb because I may break the teeth on it. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to gradually work our way up to the base. And you can see it really snags when you get to the end of this hair. So I want to get rid of that. You can see all that extra little stuff that's hanging off the end of that. You get that combed out. I like to have the hair spread as wide as I can do it. And I'll cut. I'm not cutting a lot because I know I'm going to cut it a second time in a different direction. So just to get me started. Oh my gosh, it feels a lot better just to comb that. Just to comb it. And what I'm also going to be doing is making sure that the hair is not even, but similar. I can tell right now this hair was longer on one side than it is on the other. Can you see that little point? It's longer on this side over here. No matter how I turn that, you can tell it's longer right here. But we're not going to worry about that too heavily right now. We just want to get through this first cut and we'll worry about how it looks when we're done. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, let's do the next row. Alright, so now that I'm done, I am just checking up. I got a big tangle right there. I am just doing a slow comb through to check to see if I'm catching any tangles or any snags. And if I do, I'm just going to trim that area again. I do feel something there, but I did a good one through. I'm just going to leave it there, and I'll leave the trim for the next time I wash her hair and I feel like there's a need to trim again. I'll trim it again. Look at my gorgeous hair, everyone. Look at that. Now what I want to do is comb her hair and get her curls back in order. What I do want to point out too is once I got a chance to really look at her off camera, I noticed that her hairline was crooked and her forehead, I didn't like to see a lot of her forehead, so I rooted some hair along her edges. I had some black mohair and I used that to give her some edge and to also correct the hairline here. It was kind of going like this in a line instead of going like that and down. It was going like this. So I had to add some hair up here, and I chose to use mohair for the entire correction for this, and I think it came out very pretty. It's the hair that we typically will comb down into like the baby hair look. I think it's going to be just fine. It's very cute. Alright, so I got my spray bottle. I'm going to saturate the hair and see how these curls are going to look coming back in. Oh my gosh, I love this spray bottle. It's one of those continuous sprayers. Use my big comb to kind of help get those curls back in, and I think I'm okay with the curls not, like locking in, but I just do want to have those curls locking in. Matter of fact, let me use my favorite hair product on her hair to get her hair back in good shape. And I'm also definitely testing to see what these ends look like now that I've given her a small trim. Let's see what we can do about this hair. See how it will look. Let's see. Am I still catching something? Possibly. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Alright. And see, I didn't really cut a lot. I was still kind of nervous about cutting it, so because I don't want to take any length off her hair, I just trim the ends as if I would trim my daughter or my granddaughters if I was combing their hair. It's not a lot of hair. Just not a lot. Got some little cotton in there, but it's not a lot of hair. See that? Okay. I'm focusing really on the ends. That's where the trouble is going to happen. And if I don't get it right, guess what? You're not going to do. You're not going to do the same thing I'm doing. But this is going to help me knock down the frizz. But oh my gosh, guys. Use your favorite shampoo that has a beautiful fragrance in it. And every time you play with this baby and her hair moves, the smell is so nice, so nice. It just makes you want to smell on the baby. Just makes you want to just smell on her the whole time. Okay, that's it. Okay, now I'm going to go and mess with these edges. I'm going to use some of that product I have on my hand already and just rub it and see how it's going to work on her edges for me. A little longer, maybe, because that really wasn't a lot. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to lay down the baby here so you can see how much and where I put it. I just didn't like to see the even hairline. No natural, that's not a natural hairline to have it so even. So I wanted to kind of not move it, but just add something that's going to take away from me seeing all of that straight edge. And I'm going to see if I can show you what I meant by they kind of did her hairline kind of crooked. Okay, let me see if I can show that. No, really. I don't know if you can tell, but it goes from here and it goes up and over. So on this side, the hair, I have actually more mohair on this side than I do on this side right here. So, see that? Going down the side. Originally, when I decided that I was going to go ahead and add some hair to her, extra hair to her hairline, I was going to use her hair. I was going to cut some of this hair off and use it. But I realized that that hair was coarser, and I did put a little bit on it at the very beginning, and I was like, no, I don't think that's going to work because it was very coarse and it wasn't laying fine on her forehead. So I just immediately changed to doing her with the mohair instead. So that's what we have today. Got my mohair from, I think I bought it from Amazon. No, I bought it from AliExpress, I believe. And I would just buy some colors just to have on hand. I don't really root with a lot of mohair. I like to use human hair. But I bought the mohair just for, like, if I wanted to do some black eyelashes, touch up some things on edges, especially when I have, you know, babies with dark colored hair. I can do edges on them. And for hopefully one day I'm going to use it for eyebrows. I'm not really yet ready to venture into eyebrows right now. So for now, look, I knew I wanted her. I wanted her for this hair. I'm super excited about this hair. I bought this baby with this hair for a reason, because she was a dark-skinned Pippa. And I was like, hey, let me get this baby with this gorgeous hair. And I had my fingers crossed, like hoping that this hair was going to be as gorgeous as you see it today. And right now her hair really looks better to me on the ends. They really do. They look better to me. Originally there was like a lot of straggly hairs on the end. It was uneven. And now she's got a better look on the bottom of her hair. Yeah. So there she is with her new haircut. All right, we're going to be putting a pamper on my Dolly today. I usually don't do the Pampers because they're so full. As a toddler, the body is already kind of full, but I'm going to go ahead and put a Pamper on her today. And while I do that, I kind of want to talk about, you know, after spending a little time with her, how I feel about her. I think this is a very gorgeous doll in the face, everyone. I really do. She's very beautiful. As a consumer, I do see that they are changing the way they're making this baby, and that I don't really like it because of how they're doing the body and the legs. They're shortening the legs for this doll, and you can tell proportionally. You really can tell. If you look, she looks really big from here. She looks square, she looks big, and then her legs look like her body's getting smaller as you go down. I really don't like this look for her. It makes me challenged with how I enjoy her because of how her body is made and how the legs are. I would say I could change the body. You see how square her chest is? And yes, that's fine. But, you know, like if you made her smaller body for her, that may be okay. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that her legs are short. She doesn't look very well from waist down. Her legs actually look smaller. I don't know what I was measuring, but these thighs are smaller than my other baby. These legs are shorter than my other baby. And I'm not really happy with that, but I love her face, I love her hair, and I'm going to try to focus from waist up. They made all the dolls this way, is the way I'm thinking. To return her, will that give me another baby that has better legs? I don't know. Her arms look a little small. I didn't, really talk about that. I don't usually talk about the arms too much. But this is a very small Pippa. Let's measure her to see how long she actually is. Okay, got my measuring tape. And I'm going to say that's about the top of her head. Okay. Guys, I am not just going on and on about this baby for no reason. Look at that number. What does it say? It's supposed to be a 26-inch doll. And she is 24 inches. Look at the heel. Top of her head. 1. Look at that. Let me get you down here. 24 inches. She is 2 inches shorter than the doll is supposed to be. And I did not even modify her body. I didn't change anything. She is the same body, same head, everything, the way they sent her to me. And she's 2 inches shorter than what this doll is supposed to be, which is a 26-inch doll. I'm not happy about it. Just know that if you buy this baby, she's shorter than the actual Pippa. I'm sorry, baby, you're too short. You're missing 2 inches. They said you were 26, though, but you're 24. What am I supposed to do? Please don't send me back, Mommy. You're such a cute face. I won't send you back, but they're going to hear from me. They're going to get a good talking to, okay? Okay, Mommy. Okay. All right, I'm just saying. I love the Pippa too much, and I want her to be as close as possible. 2 inches, small, skinny legs. Okay, that's enough. Okay, let's focus on your face, baby. Let's focus on your face, okay? Okay. I love her face. I love her face, but I'm struggling with her legs. Another thing about the legs is because of the way they made her body, you're gonna have a challenge trying to get her to sit because of the style they used on her. Because the legs are lower on the hip joint, meaning that the hip joint is not where the legs will sit like this, and the baby will sit with their legs kind of wide open that way. Because they're straight under her, I can't make her sit at all, okay? I can't make her sit. She won't sit at all. I can't turn the legs enough to even make her sit where the hips, it was up just a little bit, the hips would turn out and you would be able to sit her. But you still, even with that, you can't get a good sitting position for her. So it's just has some things about it. But if you want a standing baby that's going to stand all the time with the Pippa, this is maybe a doll you can go for. Well, that's it for today's video. I truly appreciate you sticking around until the very end, listening to me ramble about this new dark-skinned Pippa, her legs, and all my mixed feelings. Your support means a lot to our channel. A big thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the Dolly family. I am so glad you're here. Be well, and until next time, from my Dolly room to yours, bye.